Okay. I'm with Scott Jones, the head women's cross-country coach for the Fighting Illini. We're over at Illinois State University in Normal, Illinois at the Illinois State Invitational. The University of Illinois women gave a pretty good performance, and I'd like to ask Coach Jones about his comments on how they performed today.
Well, I was really pleased with our overall team effort. We wanted to come here and race competitively. The goal was to win, so we weren't trying to train through things. I think it was really important for us to develop that mentality and have that commitment, so that when the challenging parts of the race came, we would back down from them. Obviously, I knew that Alyssa Schneider would be among the lead, and we were obviously hoping for a win, and that came true. But I was really pleased with the performances backing her up from Colette Falsey, Amanda Fox, Britton Petrie, and Hannah Winter in our top 5. I thought they put together really good races, and I think it will be a springboard for more success going forward.
Okay, and I think in a couple of weeks, you're going to probably hit some heavy-duty competition when you go up to Minnesota and the GRIAC. How are you looking at this race and how you're going to prepare for that? Because you're going to face probably some pretty good competition there.
Yeah, no, we wanted to have our schedule where we could focus on racing for the first few meets. So the first meet was a dual meet. This meet was a 6 or 7 team meet. We could identify who the competition was, and they were both 5Ks. And so now we're going to go to GRIAC, which is a challenging course. It's a 6K, and like you said, it's going to be top flight competition. So we want to kind of ramp things up, and we won't do anything special with our preparation. We'll be continuing to train as we have, and the goal was to develop confidence in these first 2 meets, to callous ourselves a little bit to the stresses of racing, and then test ourselves in that environment and see how we stack up against a quality field. And I guess we want to just keep learning from the experiences. We're not expecting perfection, but we're expecting to get better through the competition, through the experience.
Remember a few years back, one of the coaches didn't want to take the team. He thought the team was a little bit, I guess, not ready for really difficult competition, and didn't take him and throw him into the wolves up at the Adidas Invitational. And I remember talking to him about that. When you go to an event like the GRIAC, does that play into your mind a little bit? Like if, heaven forbid, they went up there and just didn't really have a good performance, and teams just really kind of ran away. I mean, does that enter into your psyche or your planning if something like that happened? I know if the opposite happened, they ran great, there'd be no problem whatsoever. But would that be a big disappointment, or would you just chalk it up to learning what real competition is about and where you got to be for the Big Ten and downstream?
Yeah, I think there are 2 components to this, and one is, obviously as a coach we want to be prepared for the competition that we're facing, and so my goal is to have the team brace for a competitive, and making sure that our race plan is one that will enable us to be competitive at the level of our ability. I don't think we can really fear negative outcomes. I mean, that's something I really want us to get away from. I want us to look at we want to learn to be risk takers, to challenge ourselves, and to see that we can succeed when we do that. I don't expect us to always succeed, and that's what I was saying, that there will be for certain individuals, I suspect, chalking it up to experience, but we're not going to be intimidated. We're not going to hold back just because it's a quality field. Obviously, our aspiration is to be competitive in the Big Ten, and to be competitive nationally. We have to expose ourselves to that level of competition, and not be intimidated or fearful of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think like sometimes basketball teams, will load up the first part of their schedule with some teams that they quite obviously have an advantage talent-wise, and they can win over those teams. And I don't know really if that prepares you for the rigors of a Big Ten conference, and downstream. Same thing's true, I think, here in cross country. You could run against some of the smaller schools if they don't have very strong programs, and you can win. But it still doesn't really prepare you for the really good quality teams. And it's always been my belief that you're better off running and learning something from a good team than beating somebody and then maybe just not learning. You just sort of win by showing up.
Right. Yeah, I think that one thing that our sport, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but our Big Ten performance, it's based on one day, one race, and so we want to build towards that. We want to have our best performance in Big Ten competition on November 2nd. So we can use these to grow, maybe more so than some other sports can, where every win or loss has an effect on the conference standings or qualifying for a bowl game or for the basketball tournament, for example. So we want to grow over the course of the season, and we want to be exposed, but we still want to be exposed to the appropriate level of competition so that we are challenged and we're not backing down from those challenges.
Okay. Do you have a week off before GRIAC, or do you have something next week?
Yeah, we have an off week. We won't be competing the weekend of September 20th, and we'll go up to GRIAC, and hungry and excited to see where we are.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. You're bringing along a group of people that you mix some young talent in with the veterans, and looks like they're on the way. If they keep building, they're gonna be much better than I think they were last year, and that'll be great. That'll be kudos to you and the team for all your hard work. Thank you for your time. Good luck prepping for the GRIAC, and I'll see you downstream.
Okay, thank you very much, Ken. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
Okay, take care.